Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your TWitWoW monthly Q&A. We are on number 39, baby. That's right. I can't believe we've been doing these for over 3 years now. It's kind of crazy. This is our 39th TWitWoW monthly Q&A, though. And let me just go over the questions really quick. 3, 6, 9, 19, 22, 30. We got 38 questions this month, so a little on the low end, but you know what? If we were ever going to have a month where we were on the low end of questions, this was the one to do it, because we have a 3-hour window here to answer 38 questions, and then tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern time, we will be doing our third ever WWE Catch-Up commentary. So we've got 38 questions. John, how are you feeling, my dude?
Brother, I'm feeling great. Let's get to these questions.
All right, first up, we have 3 questions from Hypothesis. Starting with, for both of us, if you could come up with a new showcase in the WWE 2K series, what would it be?
It's actually a really good question.
What is a showcase?
That's like a big story mode where you do pivotal moments in a person's career. Like 2K16, it's the Stone Cold showcase, the 316 showcase. So like big matches would be his WrestleMania match with Bret Hart, for instance. And you do the most pivotal moments in that person's career.
So who all has already had them? Is there a lot of people?
I feel like Brian's had a showcase. 4 Horsewomen are this year. 16 was Austin. Did Undertaker get his own showcase? Because if he hasn't yet, that's my answer. I would do an Undertaker showcase.
Nice.
And if not him, then maybe Hogan. But I feel like they even did kind of a Legends thing as well. They did like a Legends showcase for 2K16, but that was like just a bunch of different people. So probably Taker. Hell, and if not him, then my next follow-up thing would be John Cena, because like he's already done so much in his career, he could make a showcase easily. Yeah. So Taker or Cena, I think.
You know what? Just to take a little bit of a different route, I'm going to say Edge.
I was thinking Edge for a third choice, and I'm glad I didn't say it because I didn't want to gobble them all up. Yeah, Edge would be another fantastic one.
Yeah, between his debut and, you know, him winning his first ever Money in the Bank, Intercontinental Championship, King of the Ring, all those things. There's a lot of moments that you could do for him. Yeah,
absolutely. So I say Taker, you say Edge. Let's move on.
Next question from Hypothesis. If you could come up with a new WWE 2K tower, what would it be? Again, I ask, what is a tower?
See, that's, I think, before my time, because the last I played was 2K16. Is it similar to like a Mortal Kombat tower where you like face these people and you unlock rewards and stuff? If somebody could just explain that one.
No, it's not before your time. It's after your time, because apparently...
Well, after your time, yeah.
Towers mode, I guess, was introduced in 2K19.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it was a replacement for the showcase, which was completely removed in 2K18. It says players choose between WWE superstars in the in-game roster or their My Player. Towers have different themes, win conditions, and stipulations that alter the feel of each one. Players battle current roster superstars, NXT superstars, and legends in the different towers. Looks like the towers in 2K, there was one that was Andre's Alliance, Jericho's List, Randy Savage's The People's Tower, Monsters, and then 2 Women's Revolution towers.
Okay, then I would do an Undertaker WrestleMania opponents tower, I guess, because I know they said current superstars, but I would take liberties with it. If we're making it, then I'm taking liberties with it. I would do an Undertaker WrestleMania tower. Like, you know, I would just really make an Undertaker-themed 2K game and really celebrate him as like an anniversary thing or whatever.
Is there like a minimum number of opponents that there has to be in the tower?
Again, I can't answer, so we'll have to wait for chat. Oh, Rotten Butter's here. Welcome, Rotten Butter. Awesome. And way before we're going to get to your questions, because I feel like you're usually middle of the pack. So, okay.
He was towards the end of this one. He was a little late on this one.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, Rotten Butter, take a deep seat, friend. But, yeah, I'm guessing, like, I don't know, maybe a minute 10 would be good or something. I don't know. We'll just have to see what they say about it.
Oh, that's a minimum? Shit. I was going to do the 3 Faces of Foley would be cool, but...
I mean, maybe you could do that, you know. But I don't know. Maybe you'd have to pad it out a bit more.
Yeah.
And you know what? This chat isn't responding, because I guess the most I've seen is 15 cheap and said.
I said a minimum, not a maximum. Jeepers.
If you want to go 3 Faces of Foley, it's your tower. You can do whatever the hell you want. So is that what you want to do?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. It seems kind of lame knowing that other ones have like 10 and 15. Christ.
Right.
You know what though? Let's broaden it and let's say hardcore legends.
Okay, I like that.
So we could have Cactus
yeah.
Jack, we could do Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, RVD, Rhino, you know, that whole crew.
Yeah, that sounds great, man. See, that's a concept right there.
There you go. Yeah, and they would all be variations of hardcore matches. Like your match with Dreamer would be like a kendo stick on a pole match. Your match with Foley would be, you know, a boiler, or no, not even Foley, not Mick Foley himself. We would still do the three faces of Foley. Dude Love would be, I don't know, so like maybe like some kind of ladder match or something. Mankind would be a boiler room brawl. And then Cactus Jack would be fucking no DQ, false count anywhere, everything.
Right. Yeah, I really like that idea, man.
Yeah. All right, cool. Next question, third and final from Hypothesis, just for me specifically, actually. He wants to know who my favorite modern Sonic character is. And then he specified characters introduced during or after the Dreamcast era. And when I saw this question, I had a name immediately come to my mind, and I wanted to check to make sure. And it turns out that the character was introduced in, in or after the Dreamcast era, so I can use it. And that's Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog is a total badass, and he was like the main villain of my favorite Sonic game of all time, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I fucking loved that game. And that was also the game that had like that legendary soundtrack where it started with the rolling around at the speed of sound with City Escape. So yeah, that game was amazing. And Shadow the Hedgehog is easily my favorite modern Sonic character, if modern is defined by what you kind of outlined there. So there you go. Next up, we had 3 questions from Brandon Best. First up, just for you, John. What is one moment from the Ruthless Aggression era that was really cheesy and dumb that you love even today?
Oh, I would say the wedding between Dawn Marie and Al Wilson. I remember I was so into that. I was so into that whole storyline as a kid. I even got upset. I distinctly remember the night the wedding was happening. I really wanted to see it, and I got upset because my homework was really frustrating me. Like, it was really giving me problems, and I think it was math because, of course, it was. And I started to cry because I'm like, I don't want to miss the wedding, and I saw it, and it was crazy. So yeah, I definitely want to just say Al Wilson and Dawn Marie's wedding. So there you go, Brandon. Next question.
It's so funny, dude, because like the question was for you, so I'm gonna not go long here, but I just wanted to say it's funny that our answers were both weddings because mine was Edge and Vicky.
Nice.
All right, next up. Was that even Ruthless Aggression? That might have been post Ruthless Aggression, honestly. I don't know.
I feel like that was during the Ruthless Aggression era. It should have been. Or wait, which one are you talking about? Edge and Vicky, or?
Yeah, Edge and Vicky.
Well, that might have. That would have been post. That would have been post.
Okay, but, so I'm glad the question wasn't for me then, because I would have struggled to come up with one. Anyway, second question from Brandon: which faction are bigger assholes? Undisputed Era, Suzuki-gun, or Oedo Tai? To me, this is easy. It's Suzuki-gun, but you.
Suzuki-gun, easy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, come on now. Undisputed Era are close seconds. Oedo Tai are too lovable to be the biggest assholes.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, third and final question from Brandon Best for you, John. How do you feel the music of the band Tool relates in conjunction to philosophy?
Never listened to Tool, so I can't answer that question effectively. So apologies, Brandon. I do like that you asked me philosophy-based questions, but hopefully next month it's something a bit more in my wheelhouse. So next set of questions.
We actually only have one question from Noob & Co., and it is for both of us. And he says, it's a little more of a complicated question. I kind of paraphrased it. Do you think that Asuka, due to the fact that she has started her own YouTube channel now, might be getting time off? Alternatively, might she be getting a longer / more serious story designed around her seeking revenge on Charlotte?
I'd say no to both counts, especially due to the events of last SmackDown with them beating up Iron Desires. So no, I just think Asuka's doing her own thing, which good for her. That is one unique thing about WWE, not to go too long on this question, but you're seeing more superstars pursue stuff, whether it's modeling covers, gaming channels, whatever. And again, if you're not going to get healthcare and you're not going to get a union, I'm glad to see these performers exploring their options for a life they can have after wrestling, if they don't just want to be producers or trainers within the same monopoly. Yep. So good for Asuka. I wish her nothing but the best.
Absolutely. All right. Next up, we have 2 questions from Dominique Adams. John, first one is just for you. Would you abandon the Kairi Mania movement in hopes for a Minoru Suzuki IWGP Heavyweight Championship reign?
No, I would not, because I could not bear to face the disappointment on that angelic face. So I love Suzuki, and I'll tell you this: you want to know how much I love Kairi? I would take the beating from denying Suzuki his world title just to keep Kairi happy. I would take that Suzuki beating, all of it, including a pile driver. So yeah, no way, Kairi Mania forever.
You're
dying on that hill.
Unwavering, and I love it.
Yeah. Next question.
Next question, second and final question from Dominique Adams, is for both of us. Whom in each of New Japan's stables do you think has the potential to be a future ace / 1B in New Japan? I'm guessing ace would be 1A in this point. So the 1A or 1B. So one of the top guys, one of the, the top guy or like the next top guy. So basically, like if we're looking at today, an Okada or a Tanahashi.
Right. And
or I guess a Naito would qualify as a 1B right now.
Right. And each of the factions.
Let's start with Suzuki-kun. Let's go, Suzuki.
That's the hardest one.
I know. That's why we're starting with it. Get it out of the way, and then it's all easy from there, all downhill.
I guess I'll just go with Zack the Guy Jin. I'll go with Zack Sabre Jr.
I'm gonna go with Lance Archer.
Okay. All right.
I have a weird answer, I know, but yeah.
What faction do you want to do next then?
We're gonna save Chaos for last. Let's do another heel faction. Let's do Bullet Club.
Bullet Club. I mean, fuck, maybe Kenta, but he's a bit on the older side, so.
Well, dude, Lance Archer's in his 40s, and I said him.
Yeah, so Kenta. I'll say Kenta for Bullet Club.
Yeah, that makes sense. God, that's a really good answer. I'm gonna say, oh shit. Let me look up the Bullet Club roster. Because I actually forget a lot of the names in it because it's just such a forgettable faction these days, unfortunately.
Remember when they used to be cool?
I do, unfortunately. It doesn't really strike that chord with me anymore. Man, I'm just going to say Jay White then. I guess I'm taking the easy way out.
That's fine, man. Who's next?
Next up, let's go with... I guess Taguchi Japan doesn't really exist anymore, does it?
No, it doesn't seem to.
Okay. I'm blanking, man. Name other factions.
I mean, LIJ was going to be super fucking easy for me because Sonata.
Yeah,
like,
that's
all day, every day.
I'm with you there. I would also say Hiromu maybe.
Hiromu maybe, but
Even
Sonata
Shingo
definitely.
Could maybe be it.
Yeah, but Sonata's a definite.
Yes.
Like a definite. So.
By the way, unfortunate news regarding Sonata. I don't know if you saw, but the KOPW poster doesn't even have him on it.
That's really sad.
Yeah. Like it's Okada kind of lording over 5 other dudes, and none of the other 5 dudes is Sonata.
Damn.
So yeah. I guess let's just do Chaos now, because I wanted to say I've been saving this up because I want to say Show.
I would agree with that. Show, definitely.
Awesome. All right. And I'll, since I was hoping you would say this name and you didn't, I'm just going to add it, Will Ospreay as well.
Yeah.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I said, oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then we've got 5 questions from Super Blue. First up, just for me, he wants me to cut a promo on Dave Meltzer and Brandy Rhodes.
Ooh, by cutting a promo, you can just talk at normal speak because you're just so visceral anyway. So have at it.
I mean, I'm actually, God, I guess I'll start with Brandy because that'll set me up for a one-liner that'll just end Dave Meltzer's fucking life. So, Brandy Rhodes, I don't know why she's in the wrestling business, honestly. She is not good at any facet of the wrestling business whatsoever. Not only can she not wrestle, which we've seen not only in AEW now twice, but also if you go back and watch some of her Stardom stuff, not only is she garbage in the ring, she just doesn't really move like a human being. Like, she's not an athlete in any way whatsoever. She doesn't move well. She couldn't do the fucking Oedo Tai dance for shit. She was garbage at it. She looked super awkward and stiff just trying to do it. She's not athletic in any way whatsoever. She's barely even coordinated. I'm surprised she's capable of getting out of bed and putting her shoes on in the fucking morning every day. So, Brandy Rhodes, not good in the ring. Then you put a mic in front of her face, and she sounds like a robot. She sounds super nasally. She sounds like she's trying way too hard to have like a non-accent, like she's trying to be a newscaster or something, and it's obnoxious. And it's because of her ring announcing training, which, oh, by the way, she was awful at that too. She was constantly nasally and grating. I couldn't stand her ring announcing when she was in WWE. So Brandy Rhodes, that's two big old check marks against her. And let's talk about her eye for talent, or lack thereof, because just recently there was an interview with Collider where she said, oh, when we signed Nyla Rose, we didn't even know that she was transgender. We just thought that she was one of the best wrestlers that we've ever seen. Fuck off, Brandy. One of those statements has to be untrue, or you are just objectively the worst eye for talent in the history of pro wrestling. And let's also add on to the fact, let's compare. Let's see. Would you rather see a Britt Baker match, or would you rather see a Hikaru Shida match? Would you rather see a Nyla Rose match or a Riho match? Would you rather see anybody that Brandy has recruited versus any of the Joshi girls that Kenny has brought in? Gee, I wonder. Give me the Kenny crew, please. Now, all that being said, I think I've torn Brandy down enough. Let's switch over to Meltzer, because I'm quoting him here when I say, this dude literally referred to Brandy Rhodes as the most underrated talker in the wrestling industry today.
I think we handled that quite well.
I don't even say anything else. The joke writes itself. It's fucking pathetic.
Yeah, I'd say so, and I'm not even going to touch it because it was your question. So what's our next question?
All right, next question from Super Blue. How do you feel about Ash finally winning the Pokemon League? What's next for Ash and the anime series moving forward?
It's so funny because a question that Foster asks, like right at the very end, like that touches on this. But I'm happy for the character. I'm happy to everybody that gravitated to the character's journey. You know, like shows are freaking powerful. Anybody that like followed Ash and loved Pokemon and wanted this, which I saw a lot of them when I followed the trend and I read the tweets, I'm happy for all of them. Some people complain that it was a shit league. I'm not qualified to say one way or the other because I don't care. But I'm happy for the fans that are happy. I think. Well, I guess
I'm the fucking Pokemon Mark that cares enough to rant about this because I'm still feeling a rant coming on.
Oh, there we go. Have at it.
So you mean to tell me that X, Y, and Z, we got the most character progression from Ash that we've ever seen? He was finally starting to mature a little bit. He even had a fucking love interest in X, Y, and Z. He gets to the finals of that tournament. It's looking like the Pokemon universe is about to reach its climax, and he eats an L to fucking Silent. You've got to be kidding me, right? Like, you're joking. Actually, not Silent. It's Elan. He lost to Elan. Elan, who has been in the series for the entire season of XY and XYZ. This dude was part of the Mega Evolution specials. He's been around forever. We know him. We're familiar with him. Ash needs to beat this dude, and he eats that L. And now he comes to fucking Alola, aka the Orange Islands 2.0, where you don't win badges, you win trials, and you don't do it by winning Pokemon battles, you do it by winning these league trials, where it's like, oh, you have to body surf down this snowy mountain in order to win. You have to beat me in a race. No. This isn't real. This isn't an actual league. This is Orange Islands 2.0. And sure, I'm sure that the final tournament ended in real Pokemon battles where you had to actually beat people. But from what I understand, and I haven't watched it because I have no interest in the anime anymore ever since Ash lost to Elan in the finals of X, Y, and Z. But apparently he beat a running, like a canon, like going character in the league, which is what should have happened in X, Y, and Z. But no, it's this anticlimactic, oh, Orange Islands all over again. You can win this time. Exactly as I predicted, because Ash is a garbage Pokemon trainer and he can't win unless he gets his fucking hand held through the whole thing. Nope, I'm not happy about it. I think it's garbage, and it's not bringing you back to the anime anytime soon, like X, Y, and Z could have if Ash would have won.
Well said. Next question.
This one's for you only, John. Cut a promo on WWE making you look bad by letting Corbin win King of the Ring after you buried him on Twitter.
I'm not even mad at WWE. This should just teach me to be more careful how I run my mouth and where I express my opinions and how I express my opinions. this is the route WWE wanted to go. I personally think it's a mistake because we've looked at the data, and Corbin objectively does not draw people. That is not a criticism. That is a fact, and those are two different things. But this is the route WWE wanted to go. I wish them the best, and I'm really used to being wrong on this podcast. I've even joked that it's a staple. So I'll continue to have opinions. I'll continue to be wrong. We'll continue the cycle. So that's all I really have to say about it.
Well, okay then.
Yeah. Next question.
Up next. Oh, and then Foster, thank you. Because he just makes me double down on my hatred of Ash winning this league. Anyone can qualify for the Sun and Moon tournament. You didn't even need to do the trials. You could have just showed up.
Wow.
Well, imagine if Alon had just decided, oh, this seems interesting. I should add this trophy to my collection. Ash would have been fucked.
Next question.
Next question, fourth question from Super Blue. This is for both of us. I am actually going to go on the Discord to read this because it was a little bit longer winded. How do you feel about if Bray loses to Seth because of Undertaker getting revenge for Bray attacking Kane? Then Bray goes on a revenge tour by beating The Undertaker at Big Bucks for Old Fucks 4, the Demon Balor at Survivor Series because Finn wants a rematch, Seth at the Royal Rumble winning the Universal title, and John Cena at WrestleMania 36 to complete his revenge.
I still hate it. I still hate it because I don't want Bray to be looking weak to any person that's part of the old guard who is way past their prime and who should just graciously allow this time for the next generation of monster/supernatural characters to take over. I'm not going to rant about this because I'm saving a rant potentially for Sunday if things go south, and I will. And it'll be more of an emotional one than an angry one for reasons we'll probably get into on preview predictions. But I will say, just flatly, I would hate it. I think it would be a gross mistake for one of the hottest commodities you have, who, by the way, the Fiend segment, more so than the Firefly Funhouse segment, killed again on YouTube with over 2 million views compared to everything else they uploaded.
Jesus!
Yeah, the Fiend is killing it. If you do not see what you have here and you, get nervous, which they're not going to do it. And let me just say that, too. Let me get ahead of myself. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do Undertaker, at least. I could see maybe Braun exacting revenge. That's on the table. But again, we'll really unpack this on preview predictions. But entertaining it, Super Blue, because it is your question. If they do it, that is the most asinine shit I have ever seen in my life in 17 years of watching wrestling. Wow. Because if you cannot look at the numbers, if you cannot look at the sales, if you cannot look at the reaction he gets, if you cannot look at all of this as a totality and say to yourself collectively as a creative department, let's put all of our efforts into making this the greatest fucking thing anybody has ever seen, then I just give up. I give up on the whole idea of the wrestling enterprise because they will never get it right. They will never get it right when it matters. If they would do that, that would show me that you have a conservative disposition that runs through all of your creative, facets, and it is, and I don't say this hyperbolically, it is ruining your product. And it's not ruining your product just because it's bad. It is ruining your product because it handcuffs the future. And that is the biggest crime of all. So, thanks. I hate it. Anything you want to add?
I do, actually. I wanted to say this is another example, like Chiefin, rooting for Andrade to lose so that Chad Gable could win the King of the Ring. You should never want something bad to happen in hopes that something better happens down the line, because that's how you end up with King Corbin.
Yep, what he said. Next question.
Next question from Super Blue. Should the women's tag titles be moved to NXT?
I don't think they should be moved to NXT. I just think it should be defended against every brand Boss and Hug wanted to do.
Yep.
You'd have so much more of an exciting division that way. Don't keep them in one spot because you're just putting a fresh coat of paint on a current problem. Just let it breathe, spread it around. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think one of two things needs to happen. I think either A, they need to use those tag titles the way that they originally set out to, where they have them be defended ideally multiple times a month, and even more ideally across every brand. I want them defended on Raw. I want them defended on NXT. I want them defended on SmackDown. Hell, I even want them defended on NXT UK. Even if it is still Bliss and Nikki Cross, I want them to defend against Ginny and Alpha Female or Jazzy Gabbert. I want them to defend it against Deanna and Chelsea, or even fucking Born and Bougie. I want those titles to be defended frequently.
Yeah, Again, what he said, I completely agree. I feel like if you're not doing it on all brands, it completely kills any potentiality, which I do think there's quite a bit of, by the way, in the
And
concept.
honestly, if I had to choose between those titles showing up on every brand, but it only happens maybe once a month or once every month or two, versus those titles only showing up on one brand, but they get defended every other week, I'll take option B, please. I don't really care how many shows they show up on. I just want them to be defended frequently.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So next question.
Next set of questions. That was all 5 of Super Blue's questions. Next set of questions we've got from Mark Schoeneman.
Nice.
Next one is thoughts on Evil Boss Hugs versus Bex and Charlotte in the cell for both titles compared to Sasha winning in the cell on her own.
I want Sasha to win in the cell on her own. It's a proven mathematical and scientific fact that anything Charlotte's a part of downgrades it by at least 5 points.
Yes.
So I would want to keep her. I mean, I don't know, Ashton, you're smarter than me. Does that math check out?
You know, it's variable, but it averages out to about -5 points. You're right.
Yeah. So, no, because here's the thing, Mark, and you know I love your face and I love your imagination and everything, and he's here. Welcome, Mark, as I'm just praising your face. Your ears must have been burning. Sasha's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and Becky is on top of her fucking game right now, and I love Bayley, and I'm especially loving heel Bayley, but Sasha and Becky need this canvas. They need the paintbrush. They don't need anybody else. I want to see what they can do, because their TakeOver match years ago was insane. Their Clash of Champions match was fucking great. It was either that or Seth and Braun for Match of the Night for me, which I can't even believe that main event even put up a fight at all, but Becky and Sasha killed it. Hell in a Cell has the opportunity, and again, I try not to use these words lightly, but it's just how I've been feeling lately as a fan with some of the angles. Fucking magical for this match, okay? We don't need the meddling of, I'm the woman! And even Bayley, who again I love, let her focus on SmackDown, which is what she's wanted to do anyway. You know, I want to see what Sasha and Becky can do on their own, have an amazing fucking Hell in a Cell match that in my mind will be so fantastic. It gets the taste out of our mouths of the first women's Hell in a Cell where Charlotte wrongly went over, and give Sasha that star-making moment. I really, that's what I want. That's what I ideally want. No need to get the other two involved. There's plenty of time to do that with Survivor Series and other stuff coming up. Just let them have this.
And I'm so glad that this Hell in a Cell is being built around an actual blood feud rather than being built around, let's make history.
Yeah, exactly, Ashton. Exactly. So, yeah, I've got nothing more to say than that.
I'm with you. Okay, so to be clear, we really only got 3 questions from Mark this month, but he gave us 5 because the next 2 are just puns. So second quote-unquote question from Mark, if Johnny Gargano's car was stolen, could you say that Johnny's car's gone-o?
Next.
If Baron Corbin trapped you in a net, could you call him Ensnarin' Corbin?
Next.
All right.
I'm really going overtime here for you, Mark.
Fourth question from Mark. What would your ideal TakeOver War Games and Survivor Series cards be?
Oh, cards? Shit. Well, really, that would be difficult because Undisputed Era has all the titles, and I would want to do a winner-take-all War Games cage matchup. So I would probably do UE, which we all know who that comprises, against, let's see, Pete Dunne, Matt Riddle.
Yep.
Who would the tag team be? Who would the tag team be? What are some good tag teams in NXT right now, Ashton? Are there any tag teams that you and I are like feeling right now, or like is the division kind of in a weird place?
Let me. You know what? Why don't I pull up NXT roster? Roster. Here we go. List of WWE personnel, NXT. Let's see. We have got the Street Profits.
Right.
We have got what are they called? Forgotten Sons. I almost forgot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And Breezango. We've got Breezango.
You know what? No, you know what? Monstars. Monstars. That's a tag team I want. They don't exist yet, but I'm still convinced this feud might lead to them becoming a team. So I'm going to say Monstars for my tag team for War Games. So UE versus Riddle, Dunn for North American, just to keep revisiting the stuff with him and Roderick, and Monstars for the tag team. That War Games would be fucking nuts with Keith Lee and Dijakovic in there. So, but
you know
then
what,
other
dude?
than that,
I would do that exact same match, except I would swap out Dunn for Velveteen Dream.
fair enough. Yeah. Women's championship match, I would have heel Io going in as the champion against Bianca Belair.
How in the world is heel Io even getting the title before then?
I don't know. NXT TV on USA, maybe she wins a matchup. I don't freaking know. They just said make the cards. So if I'm taking liberties with it, at that point, Io will be champion. Bianca will be the challenger. Let me see. To pan out the undercard, you know what? I guess Forgotten Sons versus Fashion Police. Winners become number one contender for the NXT tag titles.
Nice.
I'm going to say Pete Dunne. You know, I'm going to do Pete Dunne versus Damian Priest. Winner will be the number one contender for the North American Championship.
But you already had Pete Dunne in your War Games.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, actually, no. Then I'll do Velveteen Dream because you had Dream. So then, yeah, I'll do Velveteen Dream for that versus Damian Priest. Winner gets a shot in North American Championship. I'm sorry. I just really liked your idea of Dream in the War Games. But yeah, since I picked Dunne, I'll keep him in there. Just get Dunne out of the way. And then there's that. And then for the NXT Championship, because I'll do a number one contendership match for that. This way we already have Fallout for the next thing. You know what? I'm going to say...
Who's Killian Dane losing to?
Well, no. I'll say Cameron Grimes versus Tyler Bate. Winner gets nice. The NXT champion. So whether it's Matt Riddle, you do that. Cole, you do that. So yeah, that'll be my War Games card. And you know what? Before I even go to Survivor Series, you do your War Games card. I want to give the
Yeah. So for me, I already said I would do the same exact War Games as you, but I would swap out Dunn for Dream. So I'm doing all 4 members of Undisputed Era. And in this scenario, Adam Cole has lost his world title to Matt Riddle.
Okay.
So this is basically all or nothing. Adam convinces the other 3 guys in Undisputed Era, listen, if not all of us has the titles, then you 3 guys having titles doesn't matter. We need to all have titles, and the only way for me to get my title back is in War Games. So they all put their titles on the line as a risk to get Adam the world title back. So we've got Adam, Bobby, Kyle, and Roderick versus Matt Riddle, who is the NXT champion going into this. And then Dijakovic, Keith Lee, and Velveteen Dream all trying to win titles, right? And so that's my big main event blow up. My women's championship match, Shayna Baszler defending against Dakota Kai.
Okay.
Right? Then on the undercard, I would have Cruiserweight Championship match, Gulak versus Rush, because we already know that's happening. We just don't know when it's happening.
Okay.
And if it does happen between now and then, I would have Rush win it and just have him defend it against Gulak on the show.
Cool, man. Yeah.
And then I would do a UK Championship match, Walter versus Kushida. That makes sense at this point.
Okay.
And then for my 5th match, I would do another. No. Let me think. Let's see. I would do and you know what? This is fantasy booking, so I would do a women's tag team number 1 contendership match where the winners get to challenge for the women's tag titles. Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green of VXT versus Io Shirai and Mia Yim versus Bianca Belair and Candice LeRae in a 3-way women's tag team number 1 contendership match.
Right. Oh, wow. I really like that idea.
So those are my 5 matches for War Games. And then let's get to Survivor Series. You know what, dude? We're not going to do an entire 10-match Survivor Series card, so just talk about the major titles that you want defended on. Or actually, no. Fuck. Survivor Series, it's champion versus champs, brand versus brand, and SmackDown's got to do the sweep this year.
Yeah, fuck that. If I'm making the fucking card. Fiend versus Lesnar. Let's see. Revival. You know what? Revival versus Viking Raiders. Women's Championship. I guess I would do Sasha versus Bayley just to see how that would go. What other big championship matches am I missing here? Oh, mid card. So I guess.
I take it Brock is your WWE champion at this point.
Yeah, because I even said Fiend versus Lesnar. I don't know if you called that part.
But yeah, but 30 seconds before that, you said fuck that to Brand versus Brand. So I didn't know if you were going there or not.
Oh no, fuck that with SmackDown doing the clean sweep because I would have Fiend beat Lesnar for my card.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not having fuck that. So mid card champions. AJ versus I'd love to see AJ versus Ali because Ali doesn't seem done with Shinsuke even though Shinsuke got the win, so I don't even know how they'd manage that. But AJ versus Ali, and am I forgetting anything? No, I think that's all the titles. I think I checked all the boxes because I know cruiserweight title, but like there's no opposite to the cruiserweights, you know. So yeah, I'll keep it to those matches. What champion versus champions matches would you have?
Well, I think I'm going to go with the Fiend not having the Universal title, but for reasons that I'll discuss next Friday.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Seth Brock, with Brock finally getting a win over Seth. Because I like, my fantasy booking is, fuck you, Vince. It's SmackDown's turn to get a clean sweep since Raw got one last year. So Raw can win a pre-show match like SmackDown did last year, and then we can ignore that it existed on the following week.
Yeah.
So SmackDown's going to clean sweep Raw, which means Bayley's going to beat Sasha, which makes sense because Sasha doesn't beat Bayley since TakeOver Brooklyn, really, the first one. Brock is going to beat Seth, which is going to be a first for him, I believe, at least one-on-one. Nakamura is going to beat Cedric Alexander.
Okay.
Shit. New Day are going to get the SmackDown tag titles back and then beat Rudolph.
All right.
Actually, no. We're doing a draft. The Usos are going to win SmackDown tag titles, and they are going to beat Rudolph.
Okay.
Dude, we have to do a mock, like a fantasy draft for sure before those happen.
Yeah, well, we'll have to find time to fit that in because I know you and I were talking about doing some other stuff with like this big week happening. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about what you want to do because we need to figure that out then.
All right. Let's see. I got the tag. I got the women. I got the under the mid card. I got the main. Am I done? Is that the four?
I think so. Yeah. Well,
I really like that.
Yeah. What did you say your women was again?
It was Bayley beating Sasha.
Okay. Yeah, you're good, I think.
All right, awesome. Let's move on then. Our next I keep using wrestling terms. First time I said our fourth match instead of our fourth question. Now I'm saying our next card instead of our next question. Our next question is our fifth and final question from Mark, and this is just for you, John. How do you feel about Johnny Mundo being back in WWE?
I'm just going to keep it very direct. I'll pretty much reiterate almost verbatim what I said on Twitter. Lucha Underground will always be John's home to me. And I'm so
And we can start calling him John again now, too, because he's probably going to go back to being John Morrison.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful to all the writers there and just everybody that really treated him like a main event star, even before he got the title. Like, they really treated him like a big deal, and I'm so grateful for that because I for one, think the experiment was a success. And so, I think John's going to do what's best for him and his health. I heard he was going to go and get some stem cell therapy. I think he wants to be in the best shape and feel the best that he's ever felt before what will probably be. I mean, he's 39 years old. This is probably going to be his final full-time run with any wrestling company. And I think he wanted a full circle journey for his career. So it doesn't even surprise me that he went back to WWE. I was kind of hoping he'd go to WWE because really the more I see about AEW, the more I really don't give a fuck, if you want the God honest truth. So him coming home, doing all this is fine. Would I like for him to get one world title run before it all, like, the sun sets? Of course I would. I'm the Mark. I'm, like, foaming at the mouth for every opportunity that my faves can get. But I think he's smart about his life and his career. I don't think he would have gone back unless a good deal was on the table. I don't think his value's ever been higher than what it is right now with all the wrestling he's done and all the extra hardcore stuff he's done. Gesundheit, sir.
And I rarely
Yeah.
sneeze while live.
No, that's okay, man. That's okay. And I hope it works for him. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, because I don't know yet. Are they going to do
Until he
vignettes
shows
for him?
up on TV, then you'll let it go.
Until he shows up, yeah. And then I'm going to support him. Like, this was the guy that got me out of the darkest period, not just of my wrestling fandom, but of my life. Like, this was a guy that when I was going through shit at home, I would say to myself, or at school, I would say, well, it's Monday or Friday, or whether he was on Raw or SmackDown, like, it's the day that I'm going to see him, hopefully. Yeah. And, I'm always going to be grateful to him for that. And I'm always going to have his back. And I feel like me having his back isn't me making all these demands. It's knowing that at the twilight of his career, he's coming home to make amends and settle business. And I want him as WWE champion. I mean, no offense to anybody, and I really don't mean this as a drag, but if the WWE title could be in such a state that Jinder Mahal could get a legitimate run with it because he beat some people before he dropped it to AJ, I don't understand why Johnny can't finally get a shot. And don't even tell me promos is an excuse anymore, because I don't think that flies, especially with all the training he's gotten.
No, now the only excuse is that Vince thinks he's a cuck.
Well, that's Vince's problem, and the sooner he dies, no, redact. The sooner he steps away from the product, the better. I'm a work in progress, people. I'm, again, foaming at the mouth. But, yeah, whatever Johnny wants to do, I support him unequivocally, and he deserves that. I don't know what that means for Taya if she just wants to keep, dominating Impact. But so long as they're both happy, that's all I care about. So let's go, Johnny.
Absolutely. All right. Next up, we had 2 questions from the Chiefin. First up, do a 10-pick mock draft to Raw and SmackDown. John, here's how we're going to handle this. We're going to compete here. You get one of the brands of your choosing. I'll take the other one. You get first pick, and then we go back and forth. You do a pick, then I'll do 2, then you do 2, then I do, snake draft back and forth.
Okay, fuck. I guess I'll take Raw.
Okay. John gets Raw. I take Ashton/SDL. I'm surprised you took Raw. Okay, what's your first pick? Who do you take?
Kyrie.
Okay. I guess I'll take kind of the obvious choice, Becky Lynch. And Roman Reigns.
I will take Bayley. And I will also take Ember Moon.
Jesus. This is like everyone, right? Not just the women.
I know.
Okay, well, I already got Becky, so I'll take her best dance partner. I'll take Sasha Banks. And I will also take... The Fiend.
Okay. I will...
Hey, he's the one that's taking all these women. He could have had The Fiend.
I will take Roman Reigns.
I already got Roman.
Oh, that's right. I will take... I'll take AJ then to keep him on Raw.
Okay.
So I will take AJ Styles. And let's see. And I will take Adam Cole.
Nice. All right, I'm taking Daniel Bryan. And I'm going to also take... Now things are getting a little bit more difficult for me. You know what, though? You took Adam Cole. I'll take Velveteen Dream.
Okay. How many picks do I have left?
I believe 5.
Okay, I will take Matt Riddle.
Nice.
And Andrade.
That's a great pick. There you go. All right. I am going to... God, I need to get more women because you have 3 of the best. I want to just add some to my... So I'll take Asuka. That's easy. You left her behind when you took Kyrie, so I kind of get the quote-unquote scraps, even though her and Becky had an amazing match at the Royal Rumble earlier this year. And we've still never seen Asuka versus Sasha Banks. God, I don't even need any more women. Those 3 will do, but I'll still take one more before I end it.
We did get Asuka versus Sasha Banks on that one Raw, I thought, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm thinking more at a pay-per-view, but yeah, you're right.
Right, yeah, that you're right about.
And you know what? They might not be getting used right now, but they're still the most entertaining tag team in WWE to me. I'll take the Usos.
Okay, I should have 3 picks left.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're correct. You get 2 here, and then you're the last pick since you were the... Wait. I'm counted wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that worked out weird.
Okay, I'm taking Aleister Black and Cesaro.
Aleister Black and Cesaro. Very nice. And you already got Andrade too. Okay. I will take. You know what? No one's taking him. He's the current Universal Champion. I'll take Seth Rollins. And I will take. Fuck it. Give me a 3-for-1. The New Day.
Okay. I'll take Braun Strowman.
Nice. Was that 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's it. All right, so your roster. You've got Kairi Sane, Bayley, Ember Moon, AJ Styles, Adam Cole, Matt Riddle, Andrade, Aleister Black, Cesaro, and Braun Strowman. I have got Becky Lynch, Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks, The Fiend, Daniel Bryan, Velveteen Dream, Asuka, The Usos, Seth Rollins, and The New Day.
Excellent. Next question.
Second and final question from the Chiefin. What was your standout wrestler in the who was your standout wrestler in the 5-star Grand Prix? And do you expect Hana to win the title, or do you expect B to retain?
I would say Arisa was my standout wrestler, and I do not expect Hana to win. I think B will retain.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. My standout wrestler before the injury was Jungle Kiona, actually. And I do expect Hana to win. She's bringing it home, baby.
I hope you're right, friend. I'm not optimistic, but we'll see what happens.
B's held that title since March, okay? She can lose it in like October, November, or December. She's fine.
Hey, I'm not the one that's going to crush your dreams.
Next question. We have one question, one singular, isolated, independent little question from our boy, the TWitWoW pimp, Javaris Carter. The question is, what are your thoughts on Kishin Liger, and what the hell has Suzuki-sama unleashed on this world?
What he wanted. He wanted this Liger. He wanted all the darkness. I have no history with Kishin Liger whatsoever, because I'm not that well versed in Japanese wrestling history, which, believe me, that is a point of shame for me. But it should be a really exciting way for Liger to go out on his retirement tour. And Suzuki beating somebody that even he runs away from is just going to make Suzuki untouchable in the badass department if he wasn't already. So I'm excited as fuck for this, actually. They actually got me hyped up for Liger's retirement matchup. That's really something.
It's not, dude. It's not even his retirement matchup. He's not done after that.
Oh, wow. That's surprising.
Yeah, dude. His match with Suzuki is at King of Pro Wrestling, and he's not retiring until after Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, wow. Okay, then. Well, either way, should be a huge matchup, and knowing that's not even his last match kind of makes me think he's going to win, which, I mean, Suzuki, I'm sure, has no problem, putting Kishin Liger over, but it should be a really fun match regardless, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. All right. Up next, we've got 5 questions from Iconic. First up, how many clones of yourself would it take to kill Matanza one-on-one?
5.
Yeah,
5. I feel good about that number, so...
That's your final answer?
Yeah, 5.
I'm going to say 3.
Awesome. All right. Next question.
I mean, I honestly, I would pay for either one of those matches. You and 5 clones of you versus Matanza, or me and 3 clones of me versus Matanza. I would pay to watch either one of those.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm just saying. All right. Anyway, next up, our second question from Iconic. Which video game franchise has the greatest OST?
I'm sorry, repeat that question.
Which video game franchise has the greatest original soundtrack?
Which video game franchise is the greatest? I've played games, but I haven't played that many to answer this question with any kind of authority. I wonder. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I kind of dig their soundtrack, so I'm just gonna go with that.
Hey, that's a great answer, man. I personally never heard it, but most people probably haven't heard mine either. I already kind of alluded to mine, though. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I absolutely adored the soundtrack on that, and You'll never convince me that a greater video game theme song has ever existed better than the City Escape theme song. Rolling around at the speed of sound, got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. If you haven't heard that song, you're missing out big time. And honestly, not even just the song itself, if you've never played that level with that song playing in the background and been able to kind of feel the rhythm and like make jumps according to the beats and shit, God, it is an experience and a half. I fucking love that shit. So, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is my answer. Let's get to our next question from Iconic, though. This one's just for you, John. This is a question exclusively for you, which means it's either a philosophy or question or an anime question. You know that. What anime twist left you shocked?
What anime twist left me shocked? Honestly, just going from my limited experience, I would say, well, actually, wait, because I always like to be courteous no matter how old the anime is. 5 seconds until spoilers. Five, four, three, two, one. John's going slower than me. Go! Yeah, L dying in the middle of Death Note, like the first half. That was surprising. I honestly thought he was going to make it all the way to the end of the anime because it's just kind of the structure I'm used to.
God.
So them
L's
kind of
death
flipping,
was the death of that show, if you ask me.
Yeah, the second half wasn't nearly as good, and honestly, and I'm not even just saying this because, oh, John's a heel. I really would have had Light win. Like, if you beat L, you should be able to beat anybody.
Yeah,
so
yeah, without a doubt. Like, you can't have a series where you build up this protagonist / antagonist relationship and one of them dies 2/3 of the way into it only to be supplanted by somebody that we've never met before who's apparently somehow better than the first guy. It's dumb.
Yeah. And I understand they tried to like explain it away like, oh, it wasn't just me, it was a team effort with like everybody at the orphanage, but it's like, nah, keep it, fam, keep it. Yeah. Especially because they even admitted like it was fucking luck that Nier won, because Mikami disobeyed orders, and so Light had it figured out perfectly. Like he really, like I think that's why I hated it. Not to do a sidebar rant on this, but it really is like that heart of the cards bullshit. Like Light was legitimately the better strategist. And, like, I know who I'm fucking talking to. You're all about using your fucking brain for shit. So if the guy that was actually smarter than you didn't win, then the whole game was fucking pointless in the first place. So, yeah, it was definitely the biggest twist, and not in a good way.
The lesson is karma always finds its way.
Yeah, fuck off. Next.
All right, next up. We had our fourth question from Iconic. Would you... Oh, you know what? I'm going to just pull it up on the old Discord because it's a longer one and I condensed it and then I don't have to. Would you guys watch an Animal Planet show of Randy Orton dressed as Crocodile Dundee traveling this world and RKOing animals out of nowhere?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, I would.
Yes, I would.
I don't know anybody that wouldn't.
I'm a full-blooded American male, sir. But,
American males.
Oh, my God. All right, next question.
If The Fiend wins the Universal title at Hell in a Cell, what does this mean for Seth Rollins' future moving forward?
As I posed on Twitter, does Seth Rollins even deserve consciousness? I mean, I personally don't think so. So I think his future is just eating mandible claws till the end of time due to his own psyche just breaking. Kind of like, again, potential spoilers for the South Park premiere last night. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Randy having a complex that he was a towel. So it'd just be kind of the same thing for Seth. I see a huge complex in his future, and I, for one, find it utterly delectable. So
you're a towel!
I am not a fucking towel! You're right, Randy. You're not a towel.
Go ahead, Sharon. Call me a towel now.
Randy's the best.
He is. All right. I'm so disappointed that we both did that SP and me and neither one of us got any Randy Marsh in our blood at all.
That's really disappointing, yeah.
It is. It's super disappointing. All right. Let's move on, though. We've got 3 questions from Rotten Butter, the first of which is the first, as always, from Rotten Butter.
And he just said he has to leave for like 10, 20 minutes. Womp,
stick around, Rotten Butter. Just 5 more minutes. Listen to us.
No, it's over for him. Question?
No, it's the usual first Rotten Butter question. It's an update.
Okay, so...
Oh, God, hypothesis. Wanna get high?
Wanna get high? Wait, I know I can think of something. I just need to get high. No, but yeah, okay. So I do a lot of philosophy nerd shit. Nobody gives a fuck. Did American Horror Story season 9 recently with the Family Apocalypse because it hit Netflix. My personal take, one of the best ones they've done in a long time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Finished Orange is the New Black. That was the series finale. Really bittersweet final season, but I think it fits thematically with the show. So thumbs up there. We watched this ghost show that I think is like one of those Indian shows on Netflix. And it was pretty crazy. I think it was called The Typewriter or something. I don't know. Christy was far more into it than I was. She's far more into horror in general, I think, than I am. But she's like fucking adorbs, so it's okay. Let's see. Played a lot of Rocket League with you, obviously. Doing a lot of like Hermitcraft and all that stuff on YouTube. Righteous Gemstones, which continues to be an amazing show. Let me think. What else? Good Place hasn't started up yet. I'm still waiting for my BoJack fucking Horseman update. Oh, but speaking of things coming to Netflix, I watched the El Camino trailer, the Breaking Bad movie. That looks really good. What else have I watched? Come on, John. Think. We did the South Park premiere last night. Obviously, that was amazing. I think that was my favorite season premieres that they've done in a while. AV Club gave it a C+, and I'm like, fuck you for being so wrong.
Wow.
I know, dude, because yeah, like if I went by how many times you laughed, I feel like you gave it an A, and then I definitely felt like
Dude,
I
it was
gave it
killing
an A.
me. Yes.
Yeah, dude, you were laughing. Like I keep track when we watch these just to kind of gauge how you're gonna feel about it. You were laughing multiple times. I don't think a full 5 minutes went by in that episode without you laughing at least once.
No, probably not. No, you're probably right.
Yeah. So yeah, we did that. That was fucking great. Trying to think. We're still watching more Party Down South. We couldn't watch the reunion for season 3. Redneck Culture's amazing. It's really. I feel like an anthropologist observing like a tribe, just observing these people slowly killing their livers with their massive alcohol consumption and just all sleeping with each other in the house because apparently sex is a necessity. So it's really entertaining. We're watching Real World on Facebook. It's actually been it's been good at times. I think it veers on the overly dramatic. There are some real pieces of trash this season that I hate, but it's actually spawned a lot of discussions among me and the family about like white privilege and sexism and all that stuff.
Dude, can I just say I never thought I would bring this up live, but what was the guy's name? Shit. What was the guy's name? Let me find it. The guy that did the fucking Arby's thing and the guy that was like, "Notice me, senpai, notice me." Andy Bowser. No, Andy Bowser was the guy's name. We watched a few of his videos and he's fucking hilarious.
He is. That's right. We did do that. Yeah. Oh, Kana-chan TV, and we've been watching Tam play Dragon Quest.
Yes!
That's been awesome.
We've actually gotten through all 3 episodes of it that have been up so far, and that was a lot of content.
Absolutely.
Keeping up with Tirzu. Tirzu is the absolute best.
Yeah, Tirzu. Are hippos OP? I don't know, but your face certainly fucking is.
No, hippos are definitely OP. Hippos are one of the only builds in the current meta that can actually hand it to humans.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna stop there because again, like most of my other stuff is just like podcast or philosophy shit, and I don't really like to unpack that unless you guys specifically ask for it. So yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to Ashton. What do you got?
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it.
You do that.
Yeah, I don't really think that I've really gone out of my way to watch anything like independently lately. I know that I did spend some time looking up some theories on Firefly Funhouse and Bray and everything.
Right.
Like you mentioned, Righteous Gemstones has been excellent. Any HBO show with Danny McBride attached to it, we're just going to have to watch every single time.
Oh, speaking of trailers, too, Watchmen final trailer. I am so fucking hyped for that show, people. You don't even know.
Yeah.
I am so ready. And Mr. Robot stuff to get hyped for that.
Oh, yes, Mr. Robot, dude. This is going to be the last month that we go really struggling to think of what we watched this month because as of October, we are going to be fucking bombarded.
It's like, what didn't we watch, fam? Why don't you ask that?
Yeah. Oh, earlier on in the, like a couple of weeks ago, I watched the Pajama Party on Stardom World. Kyrie is a national treasure. An international treasure, even, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. You fucking know it. Give her the globe.
Um, I went recently watched like a movie-ified or like a TV show-ified version of Until Dawn, the video game. Maybe
Right.
I watched that because I wanted my mom to see it because she loves horror movies, and I wanted to know if I could get her into a horror game that plays out like a movie, and it worked. She loved it, so that was pretty cool. Very excited for Frozen 2, which I know John is thinking like, you know what, I am too, and I never thought I'd see the day, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd want to kill myself when that sequel was announced, but it actually makes me want to live. Who would have thought?
Yeah, and hell, that's a sequel, but there's a Game of Thrones Targaryen history prequel that's going to be coming out that looks really, really good too. Hopefully, D&D aren't attached to it.
Oh, by the way, not to cut you off, but you mentioned Game of Thrones. We've also been doing Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance on Netflix, me and the family, so that's been interesting.
Ah, okay, yeah, that was yeah. You mentioned that before. My mom was really interested in watching that as well. I think that's about it as far as what I've done for we. I don't know. It's been really like a lay low month. We've spent most of the month doing YouTube stuff and like trying to like catch up on shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I mean, you know what? I do have some music stuff I think that I can bring up. Let me pull up my Napster. The old Napster. God, I sound so old saying anything but Spotify.
Yeah, you do. It's okay though. We love you.
Oh, Alessia Cara dropped some new tracks this month that were really, really good. My favorite was Okay Okay, but I also really liked Rooting for You and Ready. It was an EP called This Summer. It's really good. Um, Camila Cabello actually dropped a couple new songs this month as well, and my favorite by far was Shameless. She really goes in on that. And that's about it music wise for me this month. Just kind of those two, I think. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else that was new. No, I don't think there was. Oh, Post Malone! Post Malone, Hollywood's Bleeding. Such a good album. So good. I love Hollywood's Bleeding. It's an amazing album. If you like Post Malone, if you like any of Post Malone's songs that he's ever put out, my personal favorite was Psycho. But if you've ever liked any of his songs, Hollywood's Bleeding is worth checking out. It is an excellent album. That's about the extent of it for me, though. Really, the biggest update is that I've just been working on trying to learn Japanese. So I'm on two different things. I'm on Duolingo, which is helping me to learn hiragana, which is one of the three Japanese alphabets, and it's also kind of slowly teaching me certain Japanese words as well. Like I know how to say a few different colors in Japanese now, and your more traditional stuff like hello, goodbye, I like, I want, that kind of stuff. Dirty, sweets, little things here and there, as well as just the actual letters of the hiragana alphabet. And then I'm also doing Pimsleur Japanese, which is more audible. Like you're learning how to actually like have conversations in Japanese. And I think I'm on like lesson 6 or 7 of that. So that's been kind of my latest project. My next project is probably going to be learning Python. So that's a fucking adventure and a half. But yeah, I've got some shit going on that is I just never have enough time to actually do. So I find as much time as I can. But then we have days like today where we're live for 7 hours straight. So it's a lot of fun. I think that's about it for me, though, man. How about you?
That's it for me. We can move on to our next question.
I think this was the one that Rotten Butter really wanted to be around for. And this second one is for both of us. Come up with porn stage names for each other.
Oh, for each other.
Yeah, like.
Oh, shit. God, I've never. Oh, God. Do we really have to? We do. God damn it. Fuck.
I feel like vocal aggression is almost a really good porn name, but that's almost too much. It's like extra.
God.
What?
Nothing.
And the unfortunate thing about porn is that nobody watches porn for the dude talking, which is what you're the best at. So, like,
Yeah. Yeah, and I've never heard of a phone sex operator getting their own name, so that wouldn't work either.
oh no, but you know what though? That's perfect for you. You'd be an amazing phone sex operator.
Yeah. Oh God, it's gonna be a future Patreon tier.
I'm pretty sure Johnny Rods is already taken, so we can't go there. I want to say Johnny Rods isn't even a porn star, it's a fucking wrestler name. I'm not even joking. That's hilarious.
Yep, he's back just in time for this too. Look at you, Ron Butter.
We knew it.
Fuck.
Oh god, this is really bad.
I almost want to call you Aston and have you come out the Billy Gunn's theme of Ass Man.
I'm an ass man.
Yeah, and then you just people. So I think I'm just gonna go with that. I think it practically writes itself. So there we
god. Go. Oh geez, now it's on me. Jesus Christ, what do I do? Oh, damn. How about Johnny Pundo?
There we go. That's
there
perfect.
You go.
All right, next question.
You take everything from him anyway. Might as well take your porn name from him too, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Third and final question. You guys ever heard of Updog?
No.
Wow. Just completely avoiding the punchline.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was gonna play with it and be like, oh yeah, man, I've totally heard what's up, dog.
Yeah, I'm the deadpan kind of guy, unfortunately.
All right, but that's it for Rotten Butter. Let's get to our next set of questions. 3 from Alex Cage. First up is just for me. Are you on board with the legend of Gardner Minshew? I mean, I like the guy, and he's okay, but like, I think when Nick Foles gets back healthy, they should start him again. I don't think that Gardner Minshew is like a long-term solution for the Jags. And if they try and convince themselves that he is, it'll be like a suboptimal decision. So, I mean, he's a good backup, and I think that that's what he's going to be for pretty much his entire career, is a good backup. So, I like Gardner Minshew, and the legend of Gardner Minshew itself, though, is definitely growing on me, because what a fucking guy. I mean, the mustache. His name is Gardner Flint Minshew II. Like, everyone makes such a big deal out of the name, and apparently it's because, like, they just don't know where the other Gardner Flint Minshew in the family comes from. Like, he doesn't know. Like, they just know that he's a second. They don't know why. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think it's interesting. I expect the wheels to kind of fall off that wagon at some point this season when they face like a really good defense. But yeah, I think Nick Foles is still the answer in Jacksonville when he gets back healthy. Second question from Alex Cage is for both of us. With Johnny Mundo going back to WWE, which brand will he go on?
I'm thinking he's going to go on the Raw brand. If SmackDown's going to be more of like a sports show, I feel like Johnny with his aesthetic and everything would fit more of the superstar persona show, which to me is Raw. So I'm going to say Raw for Johnny.
You know what, dude? I am going to say literally the exact opposite. I think he's either going to go to NXT, which I don't know if I love, but he'll have better matches there, or he'll go to SmackDown and they'll really feature his parkour and capoeira there.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, again, I'm staying mum about a lot of stuff until we see what he does. Then I'll really start to form opinions. But
all right. Third question from Alex Cage. What finishing moves are underused and overused?
I'd say overused. I don't know, ever since Clash of Champions, I'm worried that and really even just the feud with Brock, I'm worried that the curb stomp might be a bit overused. It's turning into that territory for me personally. Because I saw somebody say recently somewhere, either on an ODQ forum or what, if a finisher doesn't finish, then it's not a finisher.
Yeah.
So I would say Rollins is curb stomp, which is a shame because I really do love that move. And then underused? I'd say Murphy's Law. It's a great looking finisher. We need to see Buddy Murphy more on TV so that he can hit it. So I'll say Murphy's Law for that.
I like how we interpreted this very differently, because like when you look at it, you look at like which finisher gets used too much, which finisher doesn't get used enough. I look at it more as like which finisher is being used too widely in wrestling that needs to be toned down some. And to me, that is like really the two big ones that come to my mind are the frog splash, which is supposed to be Tanahashi's finisher, the high fly flow, but we see it from everyone. Literally everyone does it. Like fucking Mayu does it, Natsuko Tora does it, Seth Rollins does it. It's everywhere. And I think it needs to get toned down. And then and again, I think it should be treated more as a finish rather than just like, oh, mid-match move. And then like a flip pile driver. We just saw a flip pile driver not end a match on Wednesday. And Murphy kind of talked about it, and I kind of, to a degree, maybe a little agree with him on it, not fully. And then, like, super kicks as a general rule. Like, you can't have Rusev and Carmelo winning matches with their super kicks, but then the Usos throw 13 in their match and it doesn't do the job. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Especially within the confines of the same company. Like, if some guy over in Japan wants to use a super kick randomly for no reason, that's fine. But in the WWE, at least, they should protect the sanctity of it because, like, it's the fucking sweet chin music, man. Like that, it's got a legacy in that company, you know? Like if it doesn't have a legacy in your company, I can understand throwing it out there as a mid-match move. But in WWE specifically, it needs to be protected, and it's not at all.
Right.
So that would be overused. Is just really, I guess, as a broad stroke, overused would be moves that are finishers for some people that get used by other people as not finishers. Like, stop doing that.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And then underused, I'm going to kind of pull a 180 here. New Japan finishers are amazing, and more people in the WWE should rip them off. We had a fucking generation in the mid to late 2000s where we had guys like Samoa Joe and CM Punk and Bryan Danielson going over to Japan, working there, and bringing their shit over to the States and getting over with it. We need somebody in WWE today somebody needs to use the Rainmaker as their finisher. The fact that they have not capitalized on that is ridiculous to me. We need somebody in New Japan today to use the fucking Destino as their finisher. The Kamigoye. Like, you guys seriously need to step your stealing from other companies' game up because everyone else is doing it to you.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, like, because I used to think it was like a big locker room code that you don't do somebody else's like finish, but if everybody else is already jacking shit and everybody else is already doing ridiculous shit that doesn't even end matches, like flipping pile drivers, what's one more? And by what's one more, I mean what's one more company doing the same shit, even if it is the company.
And I also think that we need more variations on the lariat in general as a finisher. Like, I don't love Arya Davari, but his hammerlock lariat that he does as a finisher is so good looking. And then, of course, you've got the Rainmaker. Just different variations of lariats, to me, need to be more finishers. Because if you throw it right, it can be a majorly effective looking move. Like, it looks devastating.
Yeah. So I guess we can move on to the next question.
Yeah, our next set of questions, as a matter of fact, and our last set of questions here from Alex Foster. Johnny Scumbag. Ash Ketchum finally won a Pokemon League, but he heard you rant about his uselessness and wants to know how you feel now.
You know what? After a very intense conversation with James last night, I'm thinking Johnny Scumbag may be on the way out. So I will say, Ash, you proved me wrong. I will admit it. Again, it's kind of a staple on here. I really railed against you for not being able to do anything. And while some people might take umbrage with how you did it, I'm not one of those people, mainly because I don't care enough. I don't care enough about what you're doing or what kind of show you had. So, yeah, I've really got nothing to really rally about. You know, I don't watch the show. Maybe that's what I rally against, is that you're just so uninteresting to me that I don't care. I just don't care. So I haven't really seen what you've been doing, but you objectively proved me wrong, because I'm sure I said somewhere in that rant you'd never win a league. So you did. You got it done. And yeah, apparently the really diehard Pokemon fans aren't even impressed with you, and those are the people you should be focused on impressing. So I guess take that L, because again, I haven't watched Pokemon in, let me see, when was the first season? Can anybody even give me
It
a
was
year
in
on
like
when the first season?
98, 99, somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
I haven't watched for nearly 20 years. Like, after the first season, I did not give a fuck. So, yeah, diehard Pokemon fans, they still don't like how you did it, at least from what I've seen. And hell, you guys heard the rant that Ashton went on. That's probably the rant that should have gone here. Because, like, yeah, apparently it was a shit league. You had character growth in XYZ. And, yeah, I just, you know, and they blew that. And then you go and you win this. So I guess in a way you proved me wrong. But the real question is, did you, though? Because if everybody's so unimpressed, I really don't know what to tell you. That's like you finally win something, but that's like you finally maybe win a spelling bee, because I'm familiar with spelling bees, but you beat fucking toddlers that can't even spell at all. Is that even really a win? That's kind of just like, oh, I just beat the easiest people and it was all a layup, and that's what this league sounded like to me. So congrats, but what did you really prove? I mean, all that time not aging, you're still stuck in this body. You're like, what, 10, 13? And like, this is what you have to show for it? That's kind of a waste, bruh. Kind of a waste. So yes, I am wrong. But this is probably a rare case where I am wrong in the most superficial sense of the word, because you just continue, even in victory, to be underwhelming. So what's worse? I don't know. I mean, assess your life, fam. I don't know. That's really all I've got. Because again, I just have not watched in like close to 2 decades. That's insane. And I guess that just shows how uninteresting you are. Even when you win. Even when you win. That's... wow. I can't imagine sucking that bad. Are you sure suicide isn't an option for you? I don't know. Just spitballing here. But yeah, that's... yeah, Foster said it. You pretty much won a belt by countout. I don't... How can you even be proud of yourself? Like, I just don't understand. Like, I hate people like that the most, you know, that just like walk into things without having really earned them. And you could say, oh, but I tried really hard. Yeah, so do a lot of people. What makes you so special? That you got struck by lightning and you've been stuck in a coma the rest of the fucking time? I don't think so. I don't think that makes you special at all. I think that makes you a dipshit. So yeah, that's pretty much my feelings on that, essentially. Next question.
I'm applauding your amazing rant after saying you weren't going to rant.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and like, again, it really just comes from, I don't care about Pokemon. Like, if it went away tomorrow, I really would not care. Like, the world would keep on turning. I know millions of fans feel differently, and that's so obviously okay, because it's touched a lot of lives and it's helped a lot of people. I just wasn't one of them. So, yeah, Ash, do what you want, bruh.
All right. Second question from Foster is just for me. What would your personality be like as a Pokemon trainer? And then in parentheses, see you and Jackie at the tournament. I don't really get that, but my personality as a Pokemon trainer would pretty much be my personality now, which is very analytical, very strategy-based, very, like, you know, very competitive. I will say that. I'm a very competitive person, so I would be trying to win at all costs. Maybe not like cheaty all costs. Like, I wouldn't be like the fucking Team Rocket assholes where I throw out 2 Pokemon hoping to beat your 1. But yeah, I would try my best to win within the confines of the rules. Let's put it that way. And I would be very analytical, and I would try my best to have a very balanced team, and, you know, very min-maxy, like trying to get all like the EVs and IVs and shit sorted out, and the natures and all that. I would also probably be very cold-hearted too. I would probably view Pokemon as more tools than friends. So I'm not Ash. I'm more Paul than Ash, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully I would make some friends along the way. So yeah, that's about what I would be as a Pokemon trainer. Third question from Foster: is Funimation screwed?
I think when you're that big of a company and you have as much money as they do, even though they're going through lawsuits, controversies, and everything else, I'm gonna trust that they'll be okay. I don't know though, because here's the thing with like anime and like voice dubbing companies and stuff like that. I don't know who your competition is, because I know that there are like smaller companies, but I feel like Funimation always inevitably kind of gobbles them up. I feel like they're the WWE of dubbing and just anime and all that stuff. So I don't think they're screwed. I think you become a monopoly so that you can be okay in situations like this. So I think they'll be fine. They are just in a really fucking ugly state right now. And we'll see how it goes for them.
Yeah, and I don't really have anything to add because I'm very uneducated on this subject. So I'm just going to move on to our fourth question. Besides attacking Roman, what random things does Buddy Murphy get accused of?
Let's see, littering.
I mean, you say littering, I say loitering. I mean, he's just hanging around backstage with nothing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Loitering.
So what was he littering?
Honestly, one probably his corpse, like all over, just thrown all over, just laying there. I don't know if I've ever seen him. I just took it more as a joke question, and it goes back to interpretations. Probably running his mouth, with how he does on Twitter and everything else, because he's literally been accused of that. So, yeah. Because I hate liars.
Defamation?
Defamation, yeah, definitely. Wow, I did not know that, Foster. That is huge. I'm not surprised, but that is huge. What else? Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna call it there. I'm just gonna, because I think just me hemming and hawing, that's gonna eat up a lot of time. And yeah, I'm just guessing Buddy Murphy. The way that dude's treated in the locker room, he could breathe and be accused of something. What'd you say about my mother, dude? I just took a breath. Relax. That just seems to be the atmosphere that he has in the locker room right now. So I've got nothing more to add. Do you have anything else you want to add, or can we move on to our fifth and final question?
Fifth and final question, and the final question of the entire Q&A. If you guys were on Firefly Funhouse, what questions would you teach the viewing audience?
What things would I teach the viewing audience?
What lessons would you teach?
What lessons would you teach the audience? I would teach them that, for every monster that tries to hurt you in your life, make a bigger monster so that nothing can hurt you ever again. And then I would have a creepy smile and creepy music, and that would be the biggest lesson I would teach kids on Firefly Funhouse.
Wow. God, how do I even top that? Jesus.
You don't. Fuck. But,
Oh, shit. God damn it, man.
I was just like, fuck, how do I deal with someone that's been born in the darkness? How do I do this?
You were born in the darkness. I adopted it.
Good. Fall on the Bane impersonation to buy yourself more time. And now what do we got?
I don't fucking know. God damn it.
Ashton's like, shit, I got KO'd. I didn't even know I was playing. Fuck.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. What, God. I don't even know how to attack this because I'm like, do I teach them like a genuine lesson or do I just follow John and teach them some diluted bullshit?
I mean, does Bray ever teach genuine lessons when you look at Firefly Funhouse? Like, I feel like it is just warped stuff in the trappings of genuine lessons.
God, yeah, let's teach children to never try.
There we go.
But yeah, by having, I don't know, by having like maybe Rambling Rabbit tries to ask Abby the Witch out on a date and she casts a spell on him that makes lightning strike him. And the lesson is never try.
There we go. See, Foster believed in you and you got through it. Amazing.
Yowie wowie, John.
Yeah, you bet. Toodles, Seth.
See you in hell.
God, I love him so much. Yes, it does.
That's it. That's our Q&A for the month. Damn, we got done in an hour and a half. That's crazy. This has got to be an all-time record for speed.
We crushed it. Now we'll be totally ready for catch-up commentary at 10.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you guys then. I'm going to hand it over to... Actually, no. Let me just very quickly, because I usually am more responsible for this than you are. Let me just say, guys, that our next Q&A is on October 31st. So, yeah, end of October. Q&A questions. I wonder how many horror and or Halloween questions we're going to get.
Hopefully all of them. We're going to watch so many scary things this month.
That is true. And so many just amazing things in general this month.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Foster. So yeah, October 31st, I'll have the pinned tweet for the new Q&A. 3 Q&A questions for everyone that's not a Patreon donor. And if you are a Patreon donor, you get 5 questions per Q&A. So yeah, guys, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, you know where to get them in by now, because I feel like everybody that comes in for these, you're all established TWitWoW fans, so you know how it goes. And as far as the schedule goes, I'm just going to leave that to Ashton because I made that mistake on the Stardom one. So I'm going to hand it over to him to take us home.
Dude, as far as that goes, I like it when you advertise the next thing that we're doing just to remind people in case they're filing out, but I like to just do like the next week, you know?
Yeah, no, and like I said, 10 p.m. we're doing catch-up commentary, guys, so be there. Yeah. And now, Ashton, here you go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you all enjoyed our 30, I almost got caught up and I almost said our live reactions, but this ain't no live reaction. This ain't no make-believe. No, but we do hope that you enjoyed this Q&A. And we hope that you like this video if you did enjoy it. You can also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Click the bell icon to join the notification squad. Follow us both on Twitter and on Twitch. Like our Facebook page. Buy our merch on Teespring. Donate to our Patreon. Share this video and share this channel with all your wrestling fan friends and let them in on the best kept secret in the YouTube wrestling community. That's right. We are TWitWoW and we are the workhorses of the YWC. This has been a really fun Q&A. Breakneck pace, really just flying through the questions. But tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be going live yet again with our third ever WWE catch-up commentary. It is the second ever full WWE catch-up commentary. Last week we did a partial WWE catch-up commentary, and this week's we will be covering the last 2 episodes each of 205 Live, NXT UK, and NXT, as well as this week's episodes of both Raw and SmackDown. Then tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, we have got Fighting Spirit Unleashed weekend. Tomorrow, we will be live reacting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time to Fighting Spirit Unleashed in Lowell, Massachusetts. Saturday, again at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be live reacting to Fighting Spirit Unleashed in New York City. Then on Sunday at 5 p.m., we will be, and that's EST as well, we will be live reacting to Fighting Spirit Unleashed in Philly. Then this coming Tuesday, we've got NEW Prison Break live reactions at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And then next Wednesday, we've got our first ever NXT AEW simulcast live reactions. We're going to be live reacting to everything that we can on both NXT and AEW. It is going to be a crazy 2 hours. Hopefully there are no points that the commercials overlap so we can be constantly live reacting to everything from both shows. I am so excited about that. And then next Thursday, we've got more Stardom because they're doing a five-star Grand Prix special where we'll be getting Arisa Hoshiki defending the Wonder of Stardom title against Avery. So lots of interesting stuff. I believe we're also going to be getting Death Yama-san challenging Riho for the high-speed title on that show. Should be very interesting. And then next Friday starts Hell in a Cell weekend, and we might even be live reacting to Raw and SmackDown next week. I don't know. That might be a thing because they're doing this whole premiere week, man. They're stacking their shows. It's going to be crazy. So the next 10, 12 days are going to be knuckin' futs. I can't wait, especially for Fighting Spirit Unleashed weekend coming up tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. We're looking forward to it. We hope that you are all looking forward to it. And of course, we hope that you all remember to stay tuned.